interested in is trains. I thought I would share with you guys a technique that I found to add cool loads to my hoppers that's pretty inexpensive. I got these hoppers from York, the last York, and they didn't have any of the plastic cool loads or anything, so I figured it'd be kind of nice to actually have some hoppers with cool. So first thing is I went to Home Depot and I picked up one of these 3/16 chalkboard. They have like in the pre-cut area, they're 2 foot by 4 foot, 3/16 thick, and they have the chalk coating on the one side and the magic erase on the other. So I'm going to use that so I don't have to paint it black, it's already black. I got sandblasting sand from Tractor Supply in the medium grit. It's a little bit smaller than what like the tenders and stuff come with, but I think when it's all piled up it's going to look pretty good. So we'll kind of get started here and I'll show you my technique. It's pretty simple. I think this was $9 and the bag was 11, and I'd be able to probably do 30 or 40 cool hoppers with what I got here. The sand is probably another 1,000 because it's a 50-pound bag. But it's basically that. I use this clear Elmer's glue. I had good results with this. And I'll put like a whole coating on the piece that I cut. I'll sprinkle the sand on, kind of get that to stick, the initial stick, and then I'll kind of pow it up and get the shape that I want, and mix this with water and just use a dropper and kind of let it sit, like basically how you do ballast. All right, so I got my hopper, and now all these hoppers are going to be different depending on manufacturer and style, but I'm going to measure it. I'm probably going to cut mine to be 8 by 2 3/16, so that way I have a little bit of play when it goes down in there, because I found if you cut them too tight, if you get them down in, they're hard to get back out. I would like to be able to take them in and out if I want. Alright, set my rip fence on my table saw. I mean, if you guys don't have a table saw, you could use just a circular saw and mark a line, or you could use basically anything, a multi-tool. I'm going to use a table saw because I'm going to make a couple at a time and just kind of want them to be as straight as I can get them. So we'll run some through and start making our loads. Alright, so we got them all cut, and they're a little loose in there, which I think will work good. Might have to put some spacer blocks in them just to keep them level, because these die-cast hoppers are a little different than the other ones. They have a little ridge in, but that'll be simple and easy, just using foam insulation or something to hold it up. So, got my clear glue, and I got some glue here that's mixed with some water. I'm just going to use the normal clear glue. Basically paint it on, get it right out to the edge. Once I got that, take some of my sand, Like I said, this sand's a little bit smaller than like what the coal loads and stuff look like, but I'm not an expert on railroad coal hoppers and all that, but I did grow up with a coal furnace at home, and I can tell you that the coal you burn in your house isn't that big. So I feel like I'm just going with ready to burn coal where other ones might not. Move this out of the way. And then I have a dropper that was actually, I think it was for sucking snot out of your baby's nose. Works good for this. This is how I used it for ballasting too. You just want to get a nice coat over it all so it gets nice and hard. You might need to mix this up a little bit more too. See, it's already acting like a set that one off to the side and we'll do a couple more. Like I said, I feel like this is a very simple and easy way for anybody to do this, if you don't have a saw or a way to cut it. I'm pretty sure a lot of the home stores will actually cut pieces for you if you buy it with them, or maybe your neighbor has a saw. Like I said, this 50-pound bag of sand is gonna probably do hoppers for me for the next 10 years. Big thing is make sure you get the sand out to the very edge. That was another reason why I cut it smaller, because the first time when I did this, I cut it to the exact measurement, and then I found it was hard to even get them to go down in the hopper because the sand and the coal that I used was basically out past the edge. It was hitting the side of the hopper, wouldn't let it actually fall down into the hopper, so I had to spend a lot of time scraping stuff off with a knife and stuff, trying to get them to go in. But it's pretty. I think I finally got the right consistency on my water to glue. Seems like it's flowing in a lot nicer now. I'm hoping this gives some guys some ideas on how to do it, and maybe can help them with their coal loads. Instead of buying the plastic ones, get yourself some nice real looking coal. Just going back to the first one I built, I mean, In the sun it looks awesome. It sparkles just like coal does. I'm excited to see how these look inside the hoppers. Alright guys, well there you go. That's probably enough for me for a little while. All my other hoppers have different coal loads in them, so I'm probably gonna let them ones go. So I'm just gonna let them sit here and dry out for a little bit, let the glue dry. Once they dry, we'll see what we have to do, if we have to add anything to them to space them up so they sit nice. I think we're going to, because these hoppers have this edge here and it doesn't let it sit flat down on both ends, so but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Alright guys, well we're back in the train room. I got my coal loads. They're still a little wet, but I wanted to get this up, so I'm just kind of going to be careful. I did some figuring and I found this balsa wood that's like 3/16 by 3/16. Seems to be what I need to hold it above that spot. I'm just gluing it on to add as a spacer on both sides. Just super gluing them on. Got some sand on this side. I'm just dropping them in. And there you go. Probably could have added a little bit of more of a pow to it so it would have stuck out, but I kind of like how it looks like this. So we'll get the other ones are on the layout. We'll get this one on there, hook it up, and I'll get you guys a closer view. So here you can kind of see the difference in size compared to the coal and the tender to the sand that I've used, but I think it's extremely close.
dispatcher. Going to the register room to sign out. Out.